Good Monday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region. This is the daily video forecast discussion for Monday, the 28th of April, 2014. Clear skies across the forecast region this morning. There are some broken ceilings at about 25,000 feet with some higher clouds in a few sections. All the winds are backing around now as high pressure is over the forecast region and is moving offshore. Winds are now turning more to the northeasterly direction across Connecticut and into the Connecticut River here, and also into the North Shore and South Shores of Long Island, into coastal New Jersey too, where temperatures are right around the mid-50s across the entire forecast region this morning. This is a nice view this morning from the visible satellite imagery. Some high clouds just to our south and west as warm air advection gets going here. High pressure ridge over the forecast region with plenty of sunshine this morning, but increasing and lowering and thickening clouds from our southwest up through the forecast region during this afternoon. If we can take a look at the loop from this morning, shows the nice dry air that's in place across the forecast region, but this cloud cover here is going to begin to lower, thicken, and build in our direction during this afternoon. Water vapor this morning shows the same kind of thing. Clouds beginning across the region, the Ohio River Valley here in the Tennessee River Valley, associated with that big, deep cutoff low, producing severe weather yesterday and across the south central states and the plains. And this cloud deck now, or the moisture plume from this, is beginning to spread over the top of the ridge, and lowering and thickening clouds are on the way. Latest surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and Digital Atmosphere Software shows the nearly stationary front now just making its way south across the North Carolina-South Carolina border, and that's about as south as that's going to get. This will return as a warm front very slowly, attended to very deep low pressure to our west here across the upper Midwest, which has caused a number of reports, at least 32 reported tornadoes yesterday on Sunday across this region here in the south central states. Numerous reports of hail and wind damage as well. This warm front here, in association with this spiraling, deepening, and pretty much closed off and slowing up deep low pressure system across the upper Midwest, will slowly make its way across our region over the next several days, with periods of rainfall, especially during the day Wednesday into Thursday morning. This high pressure ridge here will be moving off the mid-Atlantic coast, and the winds will be coming more onshore. There will probably also be some low-level wind shear, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We have small craft advisories, which are now in effect from Tuesday morning through Wednesday, actually. And these may be extended right through Wednesday night and Thursday as well, for east winds at 15 to 25 knots, gust up to 30 knots. And there is a chance of gale force gusts to 35 knots, seas building to 4 to 7 feet. Once again, this will be in effect from Tuesday through Wednesday, and this will probably be extended further into Wednesday and Thursday at this time, as we're running above normal seas on Tuesday night and Wednesday morning's low tide cycles or high tide cycles as a result of the relatively new moon that just occurred. And from pollen.com, today's level is 10.2, which is on the high range, and then these will be going down to moderate to low amounts Tuesday through Thursday, as we're expecting more rain here, and they'll pop back up to 9.3 again on Friday. Remember, oak, birch, and maple are the primary pollens right now, and the quantity of the pollen grains in the air Tuesday through Thursday will be lowering, as with higher relative humidity values, weakening winds, and precipitation in the morning, afternoon, and evening, which tends to lower or wash out the pollen from the air. So some relief this week is in sight. VFR conditions for flight this morning through most of tonight and early tomorrow too. Right now out of Newark, 55 degrees. The wind is about 7 miles an hour, and it's basically broken ceilings at 25,000 feet, a few clouds at 4,500 feet. And we're basically going to see the lowering and thickening of these clouds with variable winds mostly turning onshore during later this afternoon, tonight, and early tomorrow morning. The winds backing around to the southeast and east, especially tomorrow morning, with the broken ceilings at about 3,000, overcast at 15,000, and some light rain getting into the vicinity probably early tomorrow morning as well. Basically VFR conditions, although these conditions will be turning down towards MVFR and then eventually IFR as we get through Wednesday and Wednesday night and Thursday as well. And for Philadelphia right now, same kind of thing. Showers will break out probably earlier tomorrow morning. Broken ceilings at about 4,000. Tomorrow morning, overcast at 8,000. Right now, this morning, it's 55 degrees. The wind is out of the southeast at about 7 knots, almost due east. And the visibility better than 10 miles with a few broken clouds at 26,000 feet. And basically VFR conditions right now turning down towards MVFR and then eventually IFR. And right now our river basins are below normal in terms of water flow through the rivers, the main stem rivers here. And through the next several days, most of our area should just experience ponding of water on roadways and urban and highway flooding. Also possibly some flooding of small streams and creeks, but right now these will be, remain forecasted to be below bankful at this time. Main stem river forecast through May 7th. We do have a couple of gauges here. The Rockaway River at Boonton below the reservoir will be near flood stage, and this will be by Thursday, May 1st. It will be approaching the action stage here. Also, other rivers here, other main stem rivers that will support flooding through as we get through May 7th here. In northern New Jersey, we have the Passaic River at Chatham, which will be approaching flood stage throughout that 7-day period or 9-day period. The Passaic River at Pine Brook also, and also once again the Rockaway River at Boonton below the flood reservoir, below the reservoir. Other areas here, the Millstone River at Blackwell Mills will be at or above flood stage by the 7th of May. And portions of the Delaware River here, the Assapunk Creek at Trenton. Also approaching this will be the Neshaminy Creek at Langhorne and other areas as well. You can find the latest details for all of these specific rivers in our drop-down river flood box here on gardenstateweather.blogspot.com. Latest morning run of the high-resolution rapid refresh model from Penn State's eWall site shows the thickening of cloud cover, the cirrus variety, during this afternoon and this evening. Clouds really begin to lower and thicken as the warm front approaches the region. Well to our southwest, there'll be some moisture advection, all of this leading into the form of rain, which will be on the light side, and we'll probably get into the Delmarva and southern terminals very late tonight, and then the onshore flow just continuing to build in moisture from off the mid-Atlantic coast states and the New Jersey coast states as well. Videos late this morning. As a result, I wanted to get into the latest modeling from the NAM-WRF Composite Reflectivity Forecast product from Penn State's eWall site. Shows the clouds increasing across the region, isentropic lift, warm air advection. And this slope of warm air advection will cause the light rain to break out across the region, especially southern portions. Northern portions by tomorrow morning or after midnight tonight just beginning to cloud up. Clouds lower and thicken with the onshore flow. Basically looking for some very light rain to get into the southern terminals of the Delmarva and southern New Jersey by early tomorrow morning. Mid and upper layers will have to moisten up here. Middle and lower layers will have to continually moisten up here for any of the rain, appreciable rain, to get in here. And most of that will be in the form on Tuesday. As we get into Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon, some rain gets in here. It will be scattered in nature. A more prominent area of rain will be moving into the region as the warm front lifts from Trenton through Philadelphia up towards the New Jersey, New York City metro area. Where that does so, going to have waves and pockets of rain, moderate rain. Could be some significant rain coming in later during Tuesday night into early Wednesday. Wednesday now is very prime day as the warm front lifts to the north, and we get into just some pockets of moderate to heavy downpours across the region. And basically very little in the way of thunder. If we get warm sectored later on Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday evening, we could get some pockets of moderate instability or low top convection, which would enhance the rainfall. Poor drainage area, flooding and ponding of water on streets and highways is a good bet. And the forecast for most of Wednesday and Wednesday night looks like for periods of rain across the entire forecast region. It's always a tricky forecast when we're dealing with upper level closed off lows. A lot of times the deterministic models and the operational models have a hard time pinpointing the short waves and embedded convection, or not embedded convection, but embedded short waves and their influence on the pattern as the systems evolve and rotate around. So this morning we're starting out with that deep low now across the upper Midwest here in Kansas and Central Plains here. Another prime day for showers and thunderstorms and possibly even more tornadic activity as well. Hopefully none of these will be severe. and the warm front will be begrudgingly working its way across the region. Right now it's stalled out along the Carolina coast. It's going to be building back towards the north. It'll take about another 24 hours or more before that warm front ever reaches the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, and just moisture loaded basically from off the ocean and also along the frontal boundary. As waves of rain move into the region, we're expecting most of the heavier pockets of rain to get in here as the system continues to spin out in the central plains on Tuesday morning. It should be raining lightly to moderately around the region Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. The real pockets of moderate to heavy rain come when the warm front it lifts through the area and very slowly with an onshore flow. We could have some low top convection enhancing the rainfall. Just moderate pockets of heavy rain, could be several inches of rain as we go through the day on Wednesday through Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. And by the time we get to Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, just moderate pockets of moderate to heavy rain across the region. And this is going to be a troubled nuisance for flooding, especially on streets, highways, and filling our streams and rivers up as well. And we just went over that. And then basically the cold front comes through, an occluded cold front comes through during Thursday afternoon, Thursday night actually. The cold front should be moving through the region. We'll be warm sectored here with this cutoff low now into southeastern Canada, south of Hudson's Bay, and will be warm sectored with heights rising. Notice the flow here is still parallel with the trough axis is still back here through the central plains. And as this low continues to spin, a southwesterly flow, and temperatures will actually rise into the 60s and even 70s. It's not out of the question on Friday. Friday's going to be a pretty nice day. And then we just have to wait for this upper low to keep spinning its heels with vorticity maximums rotating around it and keeping the moisture plume nearly offshore. Still might have some precipitation around here on Friday and Friday night, but we're not certain about how close to the coast this moisture plume will be. But the disturbances rotating around this upper level low will prove to be problematic for the weather going into the weekend. It should be filling in, and as it does so, continually bringing the chance for unsettled weather across the region on Saturday and Sunday. So the forecast may reflect drying periods where it's not raining all the time in here, but there could still be the chance of precipitation on any given day into the early part of the weekend. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty in the placement and periods of precipitation over this weekend into early next week as well. Here comes another system as the flow becomes more westerly, or zonal actually, from west to east. Another low pressure area racing across the Great Lakes into southern New England, proving more rain around the region on late Sunday night, early Monday morning. And then the front basically stalling out here with another disturbance, another low developing from the Pacific into the Central Plains, and just warm glide up towards the coastline again. Could be dealing with more wet weather around here, primarily later on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon once again. So it's going to be a very complicated forecast, a very wet forecast coming up, with some areas of clearing and brighter looks to the weather, and that would be on Friday, but all bets are still off for the weekend. So if you have a chance, today would be the day to get outside and enjoy the weather, because it's downhill for the rest of the week. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. All the live feeds, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff available on both websites, Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. I'll be back bright and early with you again on Tuesday morning.